on the United States of America, USA. The US president, that is Mr. Trump, has been in office for about 12 days since the inauguration on January 20, 2017. He has since signed a number of executive orders, including the Executive Order on the Affordable Care Act, the Executive Order for Immigration Actions to build a border wall between America and Mexico, etc., etc. President Trump has also seen some daily protests by various groups against his policies worldwide, not only in America. This afternoon, we want to explore his first few days in office and how that bodes for America in the eyes of the international community and how they intend to resolve that. Is it really a good picture that he's painting? And are Americans happy about the decisions he's taking, because he says it is to protect them? We've been joined in studio by a citizen and someone who's stayed there all his life, Sidney Tarrant. He's also an aerospace engineer. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you very much for joining us.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
All right. To start with, how are Americans receiving their new president? How are they gelling to him?
I think it really depends on who you talk to. But I would say, for the most part, the majority have serious concerns about, one, how the election process took place, and then the results. But I think most of them are very, very concerned, to the degree that for the first time in a long time in the history of the U.S. government, people are watching what happens out of Washington. And are Americans feeling more? Again, it will depend on who you talk to, but do you think there is a general feeling of security and safety? Because Mr. Trump says his reason for taking some of his decisions, specifically the travel ban, is to make America safe. I think my opinion would be that a lot of the policies that might be implemented by Trump in the first days of his office is to set a precedence. My opinion is it's the wrong precedence. When you think about the fabric of America and the way that America was actually established, with immigration as its primary platform, to actually go against that in an effort to establish protection is contrary to the constitutional issues of America. And there are people who have spent and invested a lot of money. And if he's going to approach this even from a business perspective, just to say that you can't come to the U.S. because you're from a certain country, there are some real ties, economic ties, family ties, is wrong. It's just wrong.
So the 7 countries he specifically mentioned and gave reasons for, they are Muslim-dominated countries, and has given reasons why he thinks that those people, for the first 90 days, should not be allowed into the country or should go through stringent processes before they are allowed. Why does it seem that a lot of people are seeing it as a blanket ban on almost every country that is not friends with America?
Because technically it's a blanket ban, and it's wrong in principle. There are ways to exercise security without having to punish everyone. That would be like, one child in the house has done something, so you tell all the children you can't eat. That's wrong.
Okay. And in wrapping up, for the international community, how do you think other countries that have not been listed on that ban, how are they going to relate to America and Americans?
I would think America is always going to be America. Right now, I think the challenge that America has is who's the president of the United States. The families are the families. The people are the people. We just left the Obama era, and now we enter into Trump's term. And we all have to keep in mind that a term only lasts for 4 years. If it gets to the point where it's intolerable, there are things that can happen in America and under democracy and under government that can rectify that. So I don't think, there's a lot for us to be overly concerned about. But I think in America, the first 100 days is always the milestone for measuring what a president's going to do. If we give him an opportunity to just put all his cards on the table, it gives people more information to make tangible, logical decisions about where Trump is really headed with the democracy of America and politics.
Okay. I guess for now, though, would come back to you, maybe after the first 100 days, and then we'll see. Probably you might have a different opinion on what's happened in America.
I think we all will.
All right. Thank you very much. Sydney Tarrant is an American citizen and then also an aerospace engineer, and has been helping us understand the first few days, that's about 12 days, of Mr. Donald Trump's administration.